Hey guys, so the Yankees did drop the first game of a 4-game series tonight in Arlington, Texas against the Rangers by a score of 5-2. Gerrit Cole did take the mound. He didn't really have it today. I mean, his biggest struggle tonight was not command or stuff, it was location. And he wasn't locating the ball where he wanted to locate the ball, and unfortunately gave up some home runs and just some clutch hits from the Rangers. Didn't really have it, and didn't really get pounded. But overall it was a rough night. He only went 5 innings, had about 85 pitches, gave up 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. And again, he was still throwing 99 and hard in his usual Gerrit Cole self, just not locating the way he normally locates. But every ace is bound to have a bad game every now and then. It just happens to everybody. But a bright spot on the pitching side is Albert Abreu, who's been struggling quite a bit with command and control. One of their younger pitching prospects threw 3 pretty much flawless innings. Scoreless, no hits, but he had 2 walks, struck out 4 guys. So it was a very, very, very good, encouraging outing from Albert Abreu. Could be a spot starter, could be a long relief guy, could be another power arm, depending on what the Yankees do moving forward. With Britton coming back, who knows? They might move one of their bullpen, one of their relievers for another piece, left-handed bat, a starting pitcher or whatnot. We don't know what they're going to do, but there's some needs that I'm going to be doing, that I'm going to be talking about over the next week or so. So be on the lookout for those. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss them. But on the offensive side, Gio Urshela did have an RBI single. The Yankees started off the game nicely with a couple of consecutive hits by DJ and Voit, and then Gio hit an RBI single to drive in DJ. And then later on in the game, Luke Voit did hit a home run over the center field wall, and those were pretty much the Yankees' 2 runs. So it was a relatively light offensive game against Jordan Lyles, and the bullpen, they didn't really do much. So, but again, it's the first game of a 4-game series. I'm sure they're going to rebound and play well moving forward. They have played really, really, really well over the last 8 series, so they haven't lost 1 series over the last 8. The problem that the Yankees have had is completing sweeps. They've done a lot of 2 out of 3 where they won the first 2 and then they couldn't complete the sweep. So in the last 10, I think they're either 3-7 or 3-10, trying to complete sweeps this season. So unfortunately, it was not an encouraging sign, but something that they can definitely work on. And so we'll see. I mean, it was interesting today too. It's just it was nice to see a new ballpark. It's a beautiful ballpark. It was interesting to just see a full capacity stadium with hardly anybody wearing masks. It was just surreal. It was a different experience. We haven't seen a fully filled out stadium since the 2019 season. So, and I'm not sure if Texas is. I guess they've undone all restrictions on masks and so on. But I'm hoping that people stay safe and they don't suffer major outbreaks moving forward, and that I hope it doesn't affect the players either. So, but let's see what happens. I mean, but that's the game. To recap, it's just not a great game for the Yankees, but not a great game for Gerrit Cole, I should say. The offense was mostly quiet, but keep in mind too, the Yankees have Hicks on the DL. Stanton's now on the IL. And they did call up Abreu. I was actually surprised that they didn't call up like a Chris Gittens, and I've mentioned it recently, another right-handed power bat who can, maybe replace some of Stanton's power, and not have to play every day. So it gives Gary Sanchez and some of the outfielders a chance to play DH or have a day off. It gives them another hitting option. But I can see what they're trying to do with Abreu too, to try to preserve some of the bullpen arms as well moving forward. So, and he had a solid game today. So hopefully he continues this trend. And he struggled with command and control for pretty much all season this year so far. So the entire season, I should say. So it's good to see him have a game like this. And the Yankees, they do generally do a good job of developing young relief pitchers. So hopefully, he can become one of the more valuable assets in the bullpen, like Johnny Lasagna and Luis Sessa and a bunch of their younger, Michael King, who's been hit hard recently, but he still has pretty solid value. And, even Nick Nelson and Brooks Kriske and, a whole bunch of these guys. So they have a lot of depth, and they still have a lot in the farm, too. And hopefully Clark Schmidt, who's got nasty stuff when he's healthy, hopefully he comes back healthy and is able to contribute at some point, too. But that's it. Let me know what you thought of the game. Let me know what you think of how the Yankees are doing, where they're trending, what their needs might be, and stuff. I'm curious to know what you think. So put them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.